Hello and welcome back to
Bunso Bites.
I'm your host EP82.
And I'm your co-host Chiggy.
Hi Tiggy.
Hi Ami.
Welcome back.
Yay.
We've been, surprise of all surprises, busy.
Of course.
It's been crazy, but like good crazy. I don't know. We've been seeing a lot of people doing a lot of things, taking care of a lot of things, being productive. And I missed you last week, but it was really nice to play with Legos. How are you, Chiggy?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any updates?
Well, since the release of Power World 1.0 came out last week, I've been playing that with my friends. So it's always nice to link up again and just play just hours on end. So that's my update.
Cool.
What about you?
I guess in connection with what I was talking about last week. Again, I kind of mentioned how I'm very sympathetic to how a lot of people are feeling in our lives, and our circle has been very chaotic and busy. One of our friends, without really saying anything, she just kind of she lost the pep in her step. And so today I virtually sent her a Starbucks gift card to be like, hey, go treat yourself and have a great day. Happy, day. And she sent me a selfie of her crying, and I was like, oh, and she's like, thank you so much. And I was like, okay. And I was like, please don't cry. I was trying to make you happy. She's like, I am. Proceeds to cry. But that's kind of we're in that heightened, everyone's a little bit sensitive because everyone's being pulled a little thin. Everyone's plates are full. And so I guess as another friendly reminder, check in with your loved ones and just make sure everyone's doing okay, everyone's feeling okay. I feel like it's really easy to get lost in the thick of life, and it's just like, it's not stop and smell the roses, it's stop and check on your friends, check on your family. Even just a hello text or hey, how you doing goes a long way. So that's kind of like makes me feel really, really good that I did that and that she received it, and she was very grateful. So other than her crying, and I said, please don't cry. But otherwise, I think she felt a lot better after that. So
cool.
Yeah. What do we talk about today, Chiggy?
So today is our second part of our Chicago trip, which we're focusing mainly on the Pokemon Fossil Museum.
Yes! It was so much fun. Did you like it?
Yes, of course I did.
The whole reason why we went to Chicago in the first place was because I bought these tickets months ago. 3-4 months ago, I don't know, whenever they were released, and we decided to make it a trip, obviously, and then we're like, yeah, let's do it. So we did it, and here's our review. Out of 10 Pikachu's, how would you rate the Chicago Field Museum Pokemon Fossil Exhibition?
6.5.
Huh?
Yeah,
that's surprisingly low. I was gonna give it, well, okay, I will say, if you are a child, 8.5, almost a 9. Really, really great for children. It's a really great children-focused interactiveness exhibit. Was it a little on the smaller side than I wanted? Yes. But was it still really, really fun? Yes. Did Chiggy only take pictures of Pokemon things and not pay attention to anything else? Also, yes. So I had a good time. I have prior, museum background. And so I think as a museum, they did a really, really good job. It was educational, but also Pokemon focused, very children, catered to children. As adult fans, maybe a little too simplistic, a little too plain, so to speak, but still loads of fun. I had lots of fun. So I would say 8.5 if you're under the age of 13. If you're over the age of 13, probably closer to a 7.
Okay.
I think, anyways. But that's 7. That's me. 7 Pikachus out of 10. But yeah. So, how was it? What was your experience? Your perspective, anyways.
So this is my first time, actually going to some type of exhibit that's just Pokemon themed.
It's the first here in the States.
Yeah, it was a pretty good experience. I do have a couple of drawbacks from it. I wish it was more interactive.
Yeah.
the layout of the museum, like there wasn't that many things to look at, but a lot of the Pokemon designs that they had were pretty good.
Yeah. The actual statues.
Sure, we'll say statues.
Yeah, the Pokemon like pieces, so to speak, because it's more, I don't know, it's blending art and science, right? But it's, yeah, the Pokemon pieces were like, that was on par, on point, V detailed. The scales were crazy because it was like, whoa, that's how small and or big that is. But you know, yeah, those are really good.
I think. Like me being a Gen 1er, like it was nice seeing like Kabutops.
Kabuto was crazy large.
Yeah.
Like if that was real, I would be terrified because it's so big. But it was also very cute.
I don't remember if we saw Aerodactyl though.
No.
Yeah.
Well, he had the one in the front. There's the field Pikachu riding the Aerodactyl in the front.
Right. But there wasn't like a statue of him.
No, there wasn't like a fossilized Aerodactyl.
Yeah. So like not all fossil Pokemon were there in the exhibit. But it was nice seeing like at least pictures of them in there. So the drawback of the actual museum or the exhibit, even though like you buy ticketed slots to go in and view the exhibit, it felt like there was way too many people for one time slot.
During the time slot, yeah.
Yeah. So as soon as we got in there, like of course you get hit with like the starting of like Pokemon, and like you see like the training cards. And like just in that first room, it felt like, whoa, there's way too many people in here, because it got to a point where like it just bottlenecked right there in the front.
I was about to say that opening room I feel like should have been a bigger receiving area, because the opening room was kind of like that's where the field Pikachu and Aerodactyl statue is. That's where the mural is. So there's a lot of photo ops, and then they had the original cards of the starters. I want to say they had the original like boxes or box art of the Pokemon games as well. And so a lot of people are taking a lot of pictures, which is great, but it was like in a 10 by 5 room, and it should have been like a 20 by 10 room type of thing, because a lot of people were trying to like look and take pictures, and like you said, it was bottlenecked. If that receiving room was like larger, which I think maybe in the planning they anticipated it being okay, because there is a queue before you get in, and so it was like a queue like to wait for your time slot, and maybe they thought that the queue would kind of stop the bottleneck. In our case, it did not. So there was a lot of people.
Yeah.
We were very fortunate though, as in, even though there's a lot of people, everyone there was very, to my experience, everyone there was very gracious and kind. Everyone let everyone have their photo op. Like no one tried to push or like be like, oh no, I'm taking a picture. Like it was all very one at a time. Everyone had their turn. My parents went with us, and so they were very intentional about like, oh, you let you and Chiggy take a picture, or hey, take a picture here, because Chiggy and I, well, at least me, I was like, ooh, shiny everything. I was looking at everything. Chiggy was taking pictures on his phone, but he was actually taking pictures of the exhibit and not necessarily himself. So my parents were very intentional of being like, oh, stop, let's take a picture of you guys with, so it's like for your memory type of thing, which I appreciate. And like I said, none of the whole time, beginning to end, I did not and you could tell who the Pokemon fans are because we're all decked out, we're all dressed up, and I didn't have a bad experience with any of the other guests, so to speak. So yeah, it was, I wish that first room, I agree, was like bigger, just to kind of prevent the bottleneck, or at least like make it a little bit more organized. I did take a picture with Squirtle, with my Squirtle shirt and my Squirtle bag, and it was great.
What they did in the exhibit is they mixed both Pokemon and real life aspects, and so they color coded it blue and red.
Yes.
I forget which one's which, but
blue is Pokemon, red is real.
Thank you. But I literally skipped all of the literal exhibits of the real life things and just went to all the Pokemon ones.
Right. And it was kind of like this whole, oh, here's a Pokemon fossil, and it was like the statue Pokemon thing, whether it was like the fossil or the Pokemon itself, and then right next to it or beside it so the actual color of that of the Pokemon part was like the stand it was standing on was blue, and then right next to it there'll be a red stand or a red display, and it's like in real life there's actually fossils that look like this, and it had like an example or a picture or something like that. As Shiggy said, it kind of tied it to, oh, here's the Pokemon version, here's the real life version. Or, and they tried to incorporate that throughout the exhibit. So lots of blue, lots of red. And I think that's why they had the games and stuff in the beginning. Kind of sets you up to be like, okay, color-coded wise, this is what I'm looking at.
Yeah. So all I did was go through the exhibit and just take pictures of all the statues, all of the boxed fossils. And then I remember you coming up to me and you were saying like, was this really a fossil in the game? And I was just like, who knows?
Yeah.
They just make stuff up.
Yeah. It's Pokemon.
But it seemed like every single Pokemon had some type of fossil.
Yeah. Or something associated with it. Yeah.
Yes. And so I have pictures of all that. Literally took no pictures of us in the actual exhibit.
I have those pictures. My mom sent them to me.
Right. So
because my parents took
all the pictures of that. We did have one picture at the end of all of us.
Yes.
I don't even know what was the background.
Wasn't it Pikachu?
I have no clue.
I think it was Field Pikachu.
I don't remember.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Field Pikachu.
Right. And so
we'll get to merch in a second.
is actually the next thing I was going to go to, but after the exhibit, you're walking out and there is a like oversized jumbo card of Archeops.
Yeah.
We took pictures of that.
Yeah.
And then once you leave the actual exhibit of the museum, then you get a ticket to go to the
merch store
merchandise.
So you have to go through the exhibit to get access to the merch store.
Right, which I thought was weird because I was like, doesn't that kind of like, I don't know, deter people from buying stuff? Because you have to have a museum ticket to get to the merch.
Well, it makes it exclusive, right? You can't just go to the Field Museum and go to get all the Pokemon. Like, scalpers can't just go get all the Pokemon stuff and resell it.
Yeah, but still, they had purchasing limits.
Oh, there was purchasing limits,
There was a purchase limit of 5 unique items in the store. So that was still a deterrence for scalpers, but I don't know. I guess the ticket to get into the merch store was a deterrence for a lot of people, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's just so that you pay the museum to do the Pokemon thing, so then you can go access the Pokemon stuff.
But still, like, you have to pay a ticket to get into the museum anyways.
Yes. So yeah, that's true. When you order the tickets online, and I think this is going through, it's not as bad now. I think when they first opened the lines for the exhibit, it was bad because it took me 8 hours to get our tickets. But you buy the museum ticket, and then you buy the add-on, like an addition. It's not an additional ticket, but it's like an add-on to view, or for a time slot to view the Pokemon fossil exhibition. And so it's 2 prices, and then that's how you get it, anyways. So I did, and you can do it all online. You just go to the Field Museum website, and then you go. Other than like, I knew that because of site traffic, that's why it took me so long to like get in. But once I got in, I had like 15 minutes because we were going to go with my brother and his family. So my brother and I were kind of texting back and forth about dates and time. So I had enough time with the tickets in my cart to make a final decision. It was like, there's a little 15-minute checkout timer. Excuse me. So I felt like that in itself was a smooth process. So I was like, okay, no worries. Also, with your ticket, you get an Archeops promo card. That's at the beginning. So we redeemed all of our tickets for the because we had extra tickets. We redeemed all of them for the promo card.
Yeah. And then so after we got done with the exhibit, and of course we got our tickets to go into the merch store. And then we got a little intro before we got into the store. And we got in. It was packed. It was even more packed than the actual exhibit. Because, once you're done with the exhibit, everyone goes to the store, and then, there is no time slot for that. So
again, everyone very nice. I want to be very clear. I did not have an issue as much as it's very crowded and I can get very overwhelmed in the crowd. No one was pushy or like trying to whatever. Everyone like would wait their turn to see whatever they were looking at. So I was very appreciative of that in a sense that it made me feel good that the Pokemon community was really nice. Like I didn't have any issues.
Yeah.
I did want to add though, before we move too far along, I have a little bit of an anecdote. So you know how there's like the blue and the red, the Pokemon and the real life iteration or version of it. At one point, I saw like a mom with her kid. The kid couldn't have been more than like 7 or 8. Like it's still very much a kid. And she was, because at museums, each little section has like a plaque with like a description and explains. So she was trying to show him one of the real life examples of whichever, I think it was in the Aurora section. She was trying to show him like a real life example, like, oh yeah, look at this. Oh, this was like a real fossil that someone found. And she was trying to read it to her kid. And I full on heard the child go, I don't care about that. I want to see Pokemon. And so he just ran away. And I was like, I get it, but also you should learn a little bit. I was like, take it as a learning experience, just a little bit. I fully understand. As a Pokemon fan, I was obviously there to see the Pokemon as well. I guess in maybe like my optimistic or my heart of hearts, I would like and hope that the children can see both. And that is something that my mom said was her favorite part too, because she was like, it makes it, that was the quote unquote interactive part, which I think is why for us as adults, it didn't really hit as hard because we're not going to be future archaeologists anytime soon. Like, as much as we can appreciate the knowledge and we can expand our minds, we want to take pictures and buy merch. Literally. So I thought that was really funny. I was laughing my head off when I saw that happen, like that, just that full interaction. And this poor mom was just like, okay. But yeah, so then you were saying merch store very packed.
Yeah, it was very packed. They had a lot of stuff there, a lot of stuff we just didn't care to look at, or
it was a variety of things, I will say.
Yeah, there was a good variety of it.
Size inclusive as well.
It was just stuff that we weren't into or we were gonna use.
We didn't need a Pokemon coloring or sticker book. We didn't need another Snorlax mug. Because I asked him about it if he wanted it. He's like, I have one. I was like, you're right. I bought you that.
Yeah. I know there was a sunglasses of Squirtle and other Pokemon.
Oh yeah, the starters had these like cute little sunglasses.
Yeah, and you were like, I don't want it.
They were very kiddish. Like there was no world where I could pull that off without looking like I'm not okay in the head. Because it's like, and it size wise too, it was definitely for youth. It wasn't for an adult.
Yeah, you could still wear them,
I guess. Yeah. So, but yes, they were very, very cute. And then of course I got my Field Pikachu sweater. She's very cozy. I like her. I think we sized up one so that it's oversized so that both Chiggy and I can wear it if we decide to. We've washed this twice now, and the print is still doing really well.
Yeah, it's holding up.
Yeah, it's holding up really well. Very bright, very soft on the inside. It's a little toasty right now, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm very content with this purchase. And then Chiggy also got...
I have a pair of pajamas which have sleeping Pokemon on it. It includes so Eevee, Pikachu, and then the 3 starters, Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle.
Yes, cute little pajama pants.
And then it's pink, if I didn't say that before, which I really don't care about color because I'll wear any color.
He can pull off any color, literally.
So we got that, and then finally the last purchase we made was this guy.
Yeah, he's so cute. And he matches. Well, this one's winking, but
yeah, this is the exclusive plushie that you can get from the Pokemon Fossil exhibit.
pickaxe and his little hat with the little fossil and his little outfit to go exploring. It's so cute. I'm very happy with this purchase. He's very, very cute.
But yeah, because this is quote unquote the mascot of Pokemon, of course he can be dressed up in anything. So him his little archaeology outfit and his little pickaxe.
Going on an excursion.
Yeah. But yeah, that was basically the entirety of what we did there in the exhibit.
I went on a side quest, but yes, you were correct. Because in the Field Museum, it's the museum that has the most complete or / like 99% complete Tyrannosaurus Rex named Sue. She's really cool. She's also very scary and a lot bigger than I don't know. I guess you think, okay, Tyrannosaurus Rex is big, but Sue is very big. Apparently Sue has given a lot of context to how the shape of a Tyrannosaurus Rex is actually different than what we've been told in movies and TV for a long time. So it's very, very interesting. I did that side quest. And because we got there like 45 minutes early or 30 minutes earlier than our time slot. And then Chiggy was like, I'm going to wait in the lobby. So then I just ran to go see Sue, took a picture with her, and then came back down before we entered the actual Pokemon Museum part. Which out of all the... Now that was kind of the overview, but which out of all of the Pokemon exhibit sections, bits, art, statue things was your favorite?
It has to be Kabuto and Kabutops.
Yeah, because of Gen 1.
Well, they are Gen 1. I don't know, like for Kabuto, because the way they had him, he was sloped downwards.
He was like on his little claws, and then like if you kind of like kneel down, you can see his glowing eyes.
Right, so you had to like look underneath to see
cater to children.
The eyes.
We had to crack our knees to like look at him.
Kabutops was really large.
He was tall and menacing.
I think it was 3 feet maybe. But I would have never thought that they would make it almost life size.
Yeah.
So
I think to a certain degree they tried to make it to scale within reason. Like the Tyrantrum and the Tyrant probably were a little bit on the smaller side compared to what the Pokedex has them at. But, I mean, like, you could walk around the Tyrantrum and you could walk around the Tyrant. Like, they were large enough that, because they were on the floor. They weren't on a display case. They were on the floor standing. So that was, I think that was, the Tyrantrum and Tyrant were probably on the larger side. And then I would say Aurorus, kind of on the same scale as them. And Aurorus was my favorite, but that's just because they put lots of pretty blue lights around her, and they had very soft music playing, and it felt very magical and lovely. And Aurorus is just one of the prettier fossil Pokemon, so of course that was my favorite part.
Of course.
He's so pretty. You can see like her little frill.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't have anything else to add on to that, other than when did it open up? Like March or April of this year?
The ticket sales opened up in March, and I want to say it opened up, like the actual exhibit opened May or June.
Okay. And then we went in early July.
No, we went in June.
We went in June? Okay.
We went on
late June.
We went on Juneteenth weekend.
Okay, Juneteenth. Sorry.
It was a holiday.
We went on Juneteenth, and it's open until April of 2027.
Yes.
So there's another 9 months of it left. So if you get the chance to go,
I was going to say, do you recommend people go?
I highly recommend that you go, because it's the first one here in the United States.
Yes.
Of course, if you go over to Japan, they have a lot better and more things to look at. But when's the time that we're ever going to go to Japan? So it's going to be a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah, like I don't know. We can go to Japan whenever. Not whenever, but we can.
Not really.
It's not hard to go to Japan.
It's not hard, but you're going to spend a pretty penny. And after the wedding, we don't have that pretty penny. So.
Yeah, I mean, within reason, of course. But yeah, I agree with you. I highly recommend going to the Pokemon Museum, or Pokemon Fossil Exhibition at the Field Museum in Chicago. I think that, number one, it's good to support the Pokemon franchise here in America, so that hopefully in the future more and more of those types of pop-ups, exhibitions, activities, events, the Pokemon company will kind of be like, oh yeah, the one in Chicago was a success. So then they'll have more of that. And I mean, they obviously have like Pokemon World, like the card competition or the game competition, and then obviously cards too. But it's kind of like, it would be nice if there were more like activities and interactive things like the Pokemon fossil exhibition. So if you can support it, do. Also, having a nice weekend in Chicago was really lovely. We definitely enjoyed, as per our last episode, you guys know. But yeah, I recommend going, and I think you'll have a good time. I think you might think it's a little bit on the smaller side, or maybe I wouldn't say it's a letdown, but it is simple in its presentation. But again, I say that as someone who's like, it's definitely for children. Like it is catered more for children than for the adult fans.
Right.
Which I don't think is a bad thing. I think in a museum setting that makes sense. So I think I had fun. I had fun, not just like us going to Chicago or whatever, but I had fun going through the exhibit with you, and I had fun. Like my parents were giggling at us because we were just gleeking out, and that was really cute. So yeah, that was really, really nice. And yeah, if you go, highly recommend the sweater. Highly recommend Lace Stuffy. She's very cute. And yeah, and then obviously you get a promo card too, so it's like it's a lot of fun, I think. I don't regret that we went, if anything. So yeah. You have any final thoughts?
No, how about you?
No, I think like I said, I hope that this success with the Chicago version will just mean more stuff to come in the future. At least from the Pokemon company here in the States. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I know this episode was kind of on the shorter side, but we just wanted to recap and finish kind of the end bit of our Chicago trip with you guys. Let you guys know how it was, share our thoughts. Thank you again so much for listening. We hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Actually, comment down below, what is your favorite Pokemon? What's your favorite Pokemon?
Of course, it's Snorlax.
And my favorite Pokemon is Squirtle. But comment down below, let us know. Thank you again so much for listening, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye!